Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm sharing some savoury breakfast ideas for school, work or any time where you need to take breakfast on the go. In today's video I'm using the 2-in-1 lunchbox from Elephant Box, which is their single tier lunchbox with a snack pod that fits inside, or it can be used separately. Elephant Box do some great eco-friendly stainless steel containers, so I will link to them in the description box below this video. On to the first breakfast, and for Monday, if you follow this as a weekly plan, or just idea number one, is an open breakfast sandwich. I first placed 2 slices of whole wheat seeded bread in the main container. I then put a good couple of spoonfuls of hummus in the snack pod and added on some chopped walnuts, a good sprinkle of hemp seeds and also some pumpkin seeds. Then in the leak-proof canister, which is also by Elephant Box, I layered some fresh spinach, then some red cabbage sauerkraut, a quarter of a can of chickpeas, some halved baby plum tomatoes, half an avocado which I'd cut into cubes, some sliced black olives, the juice of half a lemon, some finely chopped fresh parsley and some black pepper. I then placed the lid on the container and gave it a little shake just to mix everything together. The leak-proof and airtight canister is great for this because it just keeps everything so fresh. It prevents any leaking, and also just keeping it separate prevents the bread from going soggy if you were to put everything in the one container. This is definitely more of a bigger, fulfilling breakfast, but I think this open sandwich works so well for a savoury option. I just added the toppings onto the bread and then added on some hummus over the top. As always, you could completely change this up by adding some roasted red peppers, jarred artichoke, cooked mushrooms, asparagus, anything you like. Tuesday's breakfast, or the second idea, is a bagel with crunchy layered hummus. I first sliced a bagel in half and toasted it. I then placed that in the main container. In the pot, I placed a good few spoonfuls of hummus, and then to make the crunchy layer to go on top of the hummus, I added some crispy fried onions, sprinkled over some hemp seeds, some sesame seeds, some poppy seeds, some dried chopped chives, and also some crushed pink peppercorns. These have quite a distinctive flavour. If you don't have these, you could just use some crushed black pepper. And then I also added in a few baby plum tomatoes as a snack on the side. I love adding things to hummus like this. It's super simple, but it just makes it a little bit different. And this crunchy layered one is so good. I love the crispy fried onions. I tend to find these in the salad dressing section of the supermarket with the croutons and things. It just gives it a great flavour, and the combination of all the seeds works really well. You can mix it all through the hummus or just spread it on as it is on the bagel, but this would also work great on any toast or crackers too. Wednesday's breakfast, or the third idea, is a chickpea scramble box. For this, I first mashed half a can of chickpeas in a bowl using a potato masher. Then over in a pan on a medium heat, I added in around a quarter of a cup of chopped white onion. I actually used frozen diced white onion here as a shortcut, and cooked that off in a little oil until it was soft. I then added in the mashed chickpeas along with a quarter of a teaspoon of turmeric, a quarter of a teaspoon of onion granules, a quarter of a teaspoon of garlic granules, a quarter of a teaspoon of paprika, and some salt and black pepper. I then turned the spices through well, added in a splash of water just to bring everything together, and then cooked that off for around 10 minutes. In the main container, I placed some spinach, a half an avocado which I had sliced, some halved baby plum tomatoes, then I added on the chickpea scramble, sprinkled some chili flakes over the avocado, drizzled over some sriracha, then added on some chopped spring onion and some fresh parsley. In the separate pot, I added a mixture of fresh raspberries and blueberries, and then I just sprinkled over some pumpkin seeds. I've shared a similar recipe to this before. It's a different alternative to a tofu scramble, but that would totally work for this too. It's quick and simple to make. The scramble in particular can be made up the night before to save time in the morning. Then it can simply be assembled before you go. And it's just a great combination with all the other flavours and textures from the avocado, the juicy sweet tomatoes, the spiciness from the chili flakes and the sriracha. It's all so nice together, and since these stainless steel boxes can't be microwaved, it still works really great as a cold breakfast. And again, the fruits and the seeds are great for a little snack afterwards. Thursday's breakfast, or idea number 4, is a hummus, mustard mushroom and avocado sandwich. To make the avocado, I added 1 small mashed avocado into a bowl. I then added in a large handful of fresh torn kale with the stems removed, the juice of half a lemon, 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, a teaspoon of onion granules, a pinch of chili flakes and some salt and black pepper, and then using my hands I just massaged everything into the kale. I then sliced up a portobello mushroom, brushed a pan with some oil, then grilled the mushroom on both sides. Once the second side was grilled, I brushed some Dijon mustard over both sides and just continued to cook it for a few more minutes. I then spread some hummus over 2 slices of whole wheat seeded bread, placed on the grilled mustard mushrooms. Half of the avocado I reserved the other half in an airtight container in the fridge, then just sliced it in half. I used the main box on its own for this one, so I just placed some fresh strawberries between as a little snack for afterwards. The sandwich is so simple to make but so tasty. You could add in some sliced tomatoes, some sun-dried tomatoes, sliced peppers, either fresh or jarred roasted red peppers, spinach instead of the kale. You could make this in a variety of different ways. Then Friday's breakfast, or the final idea, is a chickpea smash wrap. For this, I took the remaining 1/4 of a can of chickpeas left over from the rest of the week, placed them on a seeded wrap and mashed them with a fork. I then added on some chopped tomato, a good handful of fresh spinach, the remaining avocado left over from Thursday's breakfast. Then I drizzled over some sriracha vegan mayo, which is amazing. I'll link to the one I use below. I then just wrapped it up. I tend to fold both sides over, then fold the end over and tuck it in as I go, making it as tight as possible so it doesn't fall apart. I then just cut the wrap in half. I place that in the main section of the container, and in the pot I place some fresh blueberries, blackberries and raspberries. This is such a great wrap for a savoury breakfast. It's also a really good way to use up all of the leftovers from the rest of the week so that they don't go to waste. There has been a lot of the same ingredients throughout the week, but it's just to give you ideas on different ways you can use them to create different savoury breakfasts. I hope you enjoyed this video. The recipes are written in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye!